I was just going to ask you who the hardest working.
In the weight room, it's LeBron. On the court, it's Kawhi. Together, weight room and court, Kawhi.
OG's in the building.
Yeah.
We have what used to be our rook. Now he a real OG, man.
Nah, still a rook.
Hey, listen. Not what you've done. You're a OG now. You on a set with the OGs. You are an OG.
And I'm drinking y'all drink.
Man, you know what I'm saying.
I'm locked in.
You're a dog.
I appreciate it.
Dog. Since day one, ain't changed one bit. And I love that.
I appreciate
when you on the other team, goddamn it, it gets on my goddamn nerves, but I love that shit about you. Every time I play against you, I make sure I shake hands with you. You make sure you shake hands with me.
I find you every time.
Man,
every time we play the Heat, I make sure I find you.
Every single time. I ain't got to tell you this, dog, but it doesn't matter because at the end of the day, it's your career, but I'm proud of everything that you stood for. I'm proud of everything that you've done. I remember you hanging out with me in Miami when you first got in the league, and we hung out a little bit.
Gave me your per diem, real one. Any person get your per diem, they're a real one.
Yeah, man. So, dog, I'm proud of everything you represent.
I appreciate that.
Not just on the court, but in the locker room.
I appreciate that.
You know what I'm saying? Standing on business, holding accountable.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Pushing people to be their best version, never changing who you are.
Y'all could have had a real cute relationship if I didn't get him cut. He's the one to blame me, Coach. Goddamn, I got throwing vipers from places.
Put that out there, Pep.
No, he already did. He already put it out there.
It's out there. Mike Miller, he took me out. He sniped me.
He said the one time this want to play defense. God damn.
Hey, listen. About to offer me the minimum because he took all the bread. Nah, listen. Everybody wonder why Vaughn and D-Wade had to take less and CB had to take less because he took all the bread.
Hey, hold up. I'm just going to go ahead and get off here. Let these go have this conversation.
Don't do that.
I took all the bread, got him cut, guys. Damn.
No, don't do that. You got to think, Eminem, and I don't think I never told, him this or anybody this, like, he pivotal point in my career, like, learning how to shoot the ball. Like, I remember walking in practice, you feel me, and I feel like I get there early, right? I mean, with the Heat, you young guy, your ass better get there early. Put on the motherfucking knee pass, right? Right, step part. Yeah. And every time I'm in there, I see Eminem, I'm talking about lining it up, shooting it. I'm talking about one step ins, both feet, flat feet step ins. I'm talking about, I done seen the man hit 33 threes in a row in the corner. So, like, he taught me a lot with shooting without even me asking a ton of questions, so I appreciate that. No, that's real.
I appreciate it. Listen, man, it's crazy to see where you're at now because you came through a different way, and you guys have that in common because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter where you're drafted or what happens at the beginning. It's where you stand at the end. And you guys are a perfect example that y'all had an unbelievable career. You've had an unbelievable career. It's not over. We're not saying like it's over because we got more to do, and it's about to come, I'm sure. We know.
Yeah.
Got good agents.
Hey, shout out to Lip, too. Shout out to Lip. Hey, shout out to Lip, too. Not too much. Shout out to Eminem, man.
While we're here in this summer league, and, summer league means something different to each particular player here. But especially if you drafted high, lottery, or if you second round, or if you undrafted. I mean, all three of those positions give you a different perspective.
Right.
In summer league and what you feel like you need to accomplish in the position you in. I tell people all the time, if you get to summer league and you don't understand what your why is, you finna get your ass killed.
Oh, for sure.
Because there's some out here that ain't got the pot to piss in and a window to throw it out.
That's how I was.
And this is it for them. You know what I'm saying? So just think about that mentality of what you came in and how you approach summer league. And just when you look at top draft picks and all those guys that walk across that stage and hug their mama and put that hat on. When you get your opportunity, this is how you start.
Yeah, so for me it was different, right? Because I got drafted with the Heat. So with the Heat, obviously you guys both know, they operate way different.
Yes.
We not stand on the strip. We stand in a hotel, ain't no motherfucking casino in there. We put you right. I'm talking about the hotel where you merge out right on the E-way. We ain't got time for you, anything. Subway across the street. You know what I'm saying? So for me, being with the Heat was really different. It gave me a foundation of, okay, let me lock in, which also gave me a foundation of, okay, I feel better prepared when I go into every game. I done got my rest. I ain't been out. I ain't never seen no other NBA players when I was with the Heat, but from the Heat.
That's the way it always is.
You know,
it usually is.
So I took it in the beginning as a chance of like, okay, who got the big names out here? Fizz, I got him. All right, get him, Pat. You know, who else? Who else, Pat? You know what I'm saying? So that kind of like molded me.
And let me tell you something, that didn't change when it came into training camp either. This was picking up cats when they walked in the gym. I said, God.
I had to.
He's still got
no, I got to, though.
But with all that said, though, and there's no – he said it before we even got on here. Maybe it was when we were on here. It ain't changed.
No, not at one.
No.
Like, what people think with this, like, for real, and I mean this, like, when you walked into training camp, picked you up before you walked into training camp, and it's still the same way. I respect the shit out of that because once people make it and start making money, they start doing different shit, but you've always done it the same way.
I think that reflects. We got to shout out the upbringing. We got to shout out the upbringing and the grit and the growing up in Chicago and, you know, just the things that kids face and they have decisions to make. And we just talk about decisions you had to make because you had an opportunity where, you know, things weren't going your way.
Yeah.
You could have walked away from the game.
Yeah.
And when we say in the streets, I got to translate for the people at home. We don't mean out in the streets playing kickball.
Right.
You feel me? When we say in the streets, we mean in the streets slanging them things.
Yeah.
You feel me? So
unfortunately, too.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
So
like,
talk about that because early on you had some decisions to make. You
Yeah,
know what
so
I'm saying?
I-
That could have affected your life.
yeah, so I had children way early, right? And I'm talking about a beautiful boy and girl, but I had them freshman year, sophomore year in college, right? I got suspended at the end of my sophomore year, so I go back to Chicago. I get suspended, I don't know, July 7th, draft, June 26th. So I missed draft, and I missed everything that's happening overseas at a young age. So I'm faced with a decision. Am I going to stay in school? What am I going to do? I decide to leave school, but my next job doesn't come until November. So from July to November, you know, I'm in college, so I don't have no money. You know what I'm saying? Like, you feel me? Like, I don't have no money. I got to get, you know, $5,000 loan out from Asian and try to do what I, you know how to do best. Plus, I got to support 2 kids now.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So I got to stand on business. Like, you know what I'm saying? And not saying, like, you know, looking back on it, like, the place I was raised in and my community only gave one outlet. It wasn't like I can work at Whole Foods or I can work at Starbucks because we ain't had none of that. You know what I'm saying? I wish it was that easy. You know what I'm saying? My path would have been, you know, a little easier, but you know, it was.
You didn't want it easy though. You know that.
Yeah, hell no. We don't like it easy. Nah, we want that motherfucker meat to feel like a leather belt.
Exactly right.
So I had to make a decision what I'm gonna do. And I came, you know, I did what everybody else in the neighborhood was doing. That came natural, you know, nicks and bags type of kid, you know, making sure everybody was straight. But that, you know, I mean, you talking about really getting it from the mud.
Yes.
You know, and I'm not saying it to, okay, cool, I did it. I'm saying it to, like, you know, those are the decisions I had to make. That could have went left, and I could have been in prison a couple of months, and I'm not, you know, we wouldn't even be here now, you know. So it all worked out for, you know, for the right reason. I got a crazy story. I'm doing my draft workout. The Heat tell me they go draft me. I ain't never tell nobody the story. I'm sitting in when you walk, I know y'all know, when you walk into the Heat, boom, to the left, it's where Riles be at.
Yes, Championship Alley. Yeah, he be standing right there.
But he had a little office in there, too, and the cut, that motherfucker real dark.
Yeah.
So he look at me, slick back, and, like, me and Riles on the time, like, I got so close to Riles. You feel me? He telling me, you know, how he want things done and this, and what he expect of me, and he's proud of drafting me. I want, you know, all that stuff. So I'm excited. Like, I get to be up on the Pat Riley, like, you know. And he asked me, you support your kids? I say, Riles, I do. Some are illegal, some of it ain't. I do, though.
Yeah.
You feel me? I do.
Yeah.
He had the quote. He had the quote.
Let me tell you something.
He had the quote on ESPN. That's all I saw. He said you'd be the world's best drug dealer in the world if you didn't play ball.
Listen, by no means are we like
highlighting it.
Sensationalizing.
No, we're not trying to.
No, we just telling you.
But it's a path.
We just telling you what it is.
Yeah.
And we tell you like the situations that people was in, and thank God we are where we are. But it ain't always been sweet.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Not at all.
So now you fast forward, and I'm not one of those guys who signed for $200 million, and I'm not one of those guys who signed for $80 million. You know, I'm one of those guys who made a ton of money, but I still love to play basketball.
That's right.
You know, I feel like it'd be a disservice if I train the way I still train like I did my rookie year and just, you know, take any deal. You see guys who signing the max, not signing the max because they $100 million short.
and let me tell you something. One thing is do this as long as you can, and you're going to.
Yes.
But the one thing when you walk away, because we can say it, you'll never be able to replicate the feeling you get competing every day.
Nah,
right? Like you're never going to find. Your Pat Bev podcast is elite.
Yes.
You're never going to
Appreciate
get that. But you're never going to get that feeling like you do when you walk between them lines or you get in that locker room. You know what I mean? So there's nothing you can do in life or in business that's going to replicate what you've done your entire career.
I'm going to
So
tell
do
you
as
like
long
Jason
as you
Kidd told me, play as long as you can.
Yeah, and I am.
The NBA, the locker rooms, the young guys, they need you.
Yeah,
They
and
need
I
you.
am.
Sure do.
They ain't going to say it, but they need you.
No, for
You
sure.
know what I'm
I
saying?
mean-
And that's why I stuck around so long. People thought it was about me being selfish, man. If it was about myself, trust me, I could have been doing something else a long time ago.
Facts.
I could have been chilling like a you know what I'm saying?
Or
I got
another
my,
team with more money.
Yeah, so you know what I'm saying? When you get into a situation where you see a value for yourself and you actually have the opportunity to change people's lives, you know what I'm saying? And that was the situation I was in when I see guys coming here reminding me of Pat Bev, reminding me of myself, reminding me of a Gabe Vincent, reminding me of a Max. You know, that's every time a guy come in, every year I get a chance to reinvent myself. Every year I get a chance to just start all over again with somebody that reminded me of us or you.
Fire.
You know what I'm saying? And if I can have them have the same career as a Pat Bev or the same career as myself or just see them take the habits that they learn here and apply them somewhere else, I don't want. That's all I need.
That's what's up.
I'm good with that.
I've been doing what? I done played in the NBA, 12, 13 years. I done played professionally 16, 17 years, man.
That's unbelievable.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
it's a long time.
I know the news came out about if I'm go to Europe or go to NBA, but I'm done. I'm going to be able to play 20 years.
Come on, man. Blessings.
And land your own plane, dog. Like Mike
I ain't
talk
going
about
out
this
on
all
somebody
the time.
else's terms.
Yeah.
I got houses everywhere, man. I mean, what?
Gosh,
Life
dang.
I just seen you in Europe.
I
You
mean,
know what I'm
it's
saying?
too
With your
good.
wife,
Life
you
too
know what I'm
good,
saying?
man.
You kick back,
Yeah.
man. I love to see a dog have his day.
What time is it? It's game time. Now that we're in the thick of the summer, it's time for some baseball. And there's no better place to get your baseball tickets or any other sport or event tickets than Game Time. They make getting all the tickets fast and easy. What I like about Game Time app is their killer last minute deals. Maybe while I'm in Miami next month, I'll hit up the Marlins game, which will all be on Game Time decision. Also, they're all pricing with no surprise fees at checkout. So for all you who love spontaneous plans, Game Time's last minute deals can save you up to 60% off your ticket price. Game Time also has a 24-hour return guarantee. Return your tickets within 24 hours from the time you purchase for a full credit to your Game Time account. No questions asked. They even offer ticket coverage with the most flexible customer service policy in the ticketing industry. This means you can buy with confidence, knowing you're covered no matter what happens. Just download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code OGs for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account on the Game Time app and redeem code OGs for $20 off your first purchase. Last minute tickets, lowest price guaranteed. This show is sponsored by BetterHelp. When your schedule is packed with kids, activities, big work projects, and more, it's easy to let your priorities slip and lose yourself while focusing on others. Between this podcast, my agency, and my family, my schedule is always super busy. But I need to make sure I indulge in self-care and take time for myself. My non-negotiables is working out. I always make sure I get my daily movement every morning so I can be my best self the rest of the day at my job and at home. Other non-negotiables, such as therapy, are also super important. Therapy is not just for those who have experienced trauma. It can also be for just the basic life coping skills or learning how to set boundaries with friends and family, so you can be the best version of yourself. If you're thinking of starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try. It's entirely online, designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule. Just fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist and switch therapists at any time for no additional charge. Visit BetterHelp.com/OGs today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/OGs.
Before it all started, though, and Shy, what players you look at or play like or try to be like growing up? Who was your?
So obviously Michael Jordan, because he there.
He is
And you see him every day.
Yeah.
You see, I'm talking about like grandma crib, small TV, not even big as this right here on porch.
Yeah.
Everybody in the house watching them. You feel me? I go to San Tropez, I don't know, 3 days ago for my birthday. Michael Jordan there.
Hey.
Like when I say full circle moment, I mean like I went from in Chicago in the hood watching this man on TV to us being in San Tropez, him and his lady, me and my lady. He came in on a boat. His boat a little bigger than mine, but I came on the boat too. I came on the boat too. I had to park a little closer.
And that wasn't no dinghy either. That was a boat.
You know what I'm saying? So you know, full circle type of thing, man. Full circle type of vibe.
Hey, man, I remember this one time, our quick story, man. Me and D-Wade, we over in Europe. You know, we out there, we on the boat, we living life, we feeling good. Fuck around, and Mickey pull up on his boat. Now that's a boat. Now that's a boat.
That's a boat. A little different.
And I was renting.
A little different.
That's a boat.
A little different.
You feel me?
Shout out to D-Wade.
I got a Mickey, shout out to D-Wade. Appreciate you, boy.
Nah,
because ain't no way I'm making them trips without you, boy. You know what I'm saying? But listen, let me tell you something. When you pull up on Mickey and you get to his boat, before you even get to his boat, there's some that's going to pick you up on a golf cart, drive you to the boat. When you get to the boat, there's some that's going to take your shoes off because no shoes on the boat.
Yeah.
Somebody going to take your shoes. You're going to hand your shoes to the at the door before you get on the boat. Now, there's some stairs as soon as you get on the boat. By the time you get up the stairs of the boat, there's a that's going to hand you a glass of water. There's some more stairs. By the time you get up those stairs, gonna take your glass of water. By the time you bend that corner, Mickey is sitting on his deck with his feet up, and you have finally risen. Now that let me know
levels.
The difference between rich and wealthy.
There's levels.
There's levels to this.
There's levels.
And that let me know I got work to do.
Yeah.
When I see that, I say I ain't there yet. Or these Maybachs and these watches.
Right. Or I gotta do what's best for me.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's
you feel
right.
me?
That's right.
Like, I gotta do what's best for me now. Okay, cool. You got all these boats. Hey, I can't get the big. I get the little motherfucker.
Yeah.
We could be at the same.
Ain't no all that keeping up with the Joneses.
Not me.
That's you down bad.
Nah, I ain't with that.
You down bad.
We say long as the outcome is income.
As long as the outcome is
for real,
income.
For real.
So
but no, on D-Wade, though, what y'all think about the people giving them about the color nails? I
They
don't
trying
like
my
that.
dog,
I don't
man.
like
they
that.
trying my dog. Let me tell you something.
Because they don't even know the history behind what he's doing.
Yeah, let me tell you something.
I don't
First
like
of all,
that.
my dog has been always a trendsetter when it came to fashion. He's
Always.
always not giving a you know what I'm saying? He's always been willing to, you know, push the odds a little bit. He isn't doing nothing wrong by supporting his kids.
Nothing.
He should support Zaya and every dream that she has.
Yeah.
Regardless of what she wants to do in life, that's a father's and that's a parent's job.
Yeah.
So regardless of that, sitting at home painting his nails with his daughters, so what?
Yeah.
Is that's how you spend time with your daughter, and is that's how y'all bond? And that when all in the world today, when we see so many girls that grow up and have daddy issues, and he's making sure that his daughter that don't happen, and we criticize that.
That's
stop that. That's hating. Stop that sucker ass.
And that's why I had to.
Stop that sucker ass.
Take your glasses off.
Stop that sucker ass.
No, don't have him take his glasses off. I know you did.
No, because you touched on that, and I've been wanting to touch on that for a minute, man. Because I don't say nothing. I don't get into that.
Shout out D-Wade.
Yeah, shout out D, man, with that subject, man. Y'all stop that. Nah.
For real.
Going through the you talked about how many years you played, right? Favorite stops, where you learned the most. Where did you see? You know, because obviously when you leave Miami, and then you know it's a reset.
Right.
You're a young kid, it's a reset.
And I want to include the European stops too.
For sure, everywhere. I want to know.
All that. Because I was taping my
what was your favorite
ankles. I had to call this for ankle braces. The first month I was taping my own ankles, Pat Bev, wrapping my shit up, cutting off my blood circulation. My feet swelling up.
I can imagine young UD at that time. You probably was so thirsty, you probably couldn't feel your toe.
Young UD went to jail 3 times in France, man. I was over there wilding, trying to figure it out. But when they threw that ball up,
check ball. Yeah, it was
that's
on.
one thing I did know how to do. I didn't know how to drive a stick. I didn't know how to speak French, but I knew how to get to that money.
Oh God,
I knew how to get to that money.
So for me, you know, I started 2nd Division Ukraine, so that was humbling. You know, that was my first stop. Then I go to Greece. But for me, I say D'Antoni. When
I heard great things about D'Antoni.
Yeah.
Never met him.
Houston.
Yeah,
never met him.
Houston. When I was the point guard, and D'Antoni came in and put James Harden as point guard, put me as 2 guard. Could have benched me. Mind you, I've been playing 16 years, 13 years in the league. UD, I ain't averaged over 10.7 in my career. Never.
But guess what?
I'm still here.
Every team in the NBA would love to have a Pat Bev.
You know what I'm saying? So for sure, Houston. I learned a ton from James Harden. I learned how to play the point guard position. I learned how to run pick and roll. Me being afraid to, I'm living on, is this a good shot or a bad shot? D'Antoni erased all that out of my mind. You open, shoot that They go under, shoot that. You cross past half court, you feel good, shoot that. You feel me? So, like, he gave me so much freedom that allowed me to still be a defender, but it allowed to show a little bit of my offense. And when I was able to show a little bit of my offense, each summer I tried to nick away, because I knew it was going to be a time where, you know, it was going to flip. I was going to be more of an offensive player than a defender, you know, because of my age. And, you know, I've been nicking at it ever since. You know, so
right
I
now,
say Houston.
it's obviously it's the OG, so I think we got to touch on it. I think the most important thing I heard in that whole thing was you were a point guard. He moved you to the 2. For all these young kids that are trying to make their way in the league, we're at summer league right now. It's about playing time and oxygen, right? So it doesn't matter if you're a point guard or you think you're a point guard. You're supposed to be a guy getting 20 points a game. It's about finding your way on the basketball court.
Exactly.
Right. So when he slid you to that 2, instead of being like, I am no 2 man. I'm a point guard.
Like the rest of these young.
That's what I'm saying. So I'm just saying that
you
right
want
now.
Me to be the center?
I'm trying to say that right now for all these young kids. Like who you are when you first get in the league isn't all necessarily who you're going to be.
Right.
Just get on the floor, make an impact on the game, right? So you're not going to take the reality situation is in that situation. You're never going to take the ball to James Harden's hands. So now how can I get on there with James Harden to make his life easier? And so now I'm gonna pick up full court. I'm gonna play the 2. I'm gonna play off the ball. I'm gonna do that shit. Like that's what these young kids got to understand, man. Like you got to get on the floor.
And with that mindset, I've been in the NBA 12, 13
That's
years.
right.
I've started. I finished the start. I might not have started the season starting, but when that season ended, I was the starting guard every season I've ever played. I've only not been to the playoffs one time.
Talk that shit.
You know what I'm saying?
Talk that.
So, like,
it's a reason for that.
It's a reason.
It's a reason for that.
It's a reason. You know what I'm saying? So I finished the game. I'm still starting guard.
So you're in Houston with D'Antoni. Who is the one people and you're going up? Who was your favorite matchups to go against, and some of the toughest matchups you went against?
At that time, it was like Dame. Obviously, it was Steph because Steph was real hot. I say those 2 were kind of like the headliners for me.
And you got a chance to play with Dame this year. So
Yeah.
how was that?
So
Look, shout out Dame.
Shout out
too.
Dame,
Real
dollar
one,
too.
real one, real one.
No,
solid. Nah, I'm
Real
telling you, he gave me a whole different perspective.
Yeah.
Since I met him. So last time me and Dame leave each other, we leave like he's saying he go whoop my ass. Right. So that's what we left.
I remember that.
Oh, that's right.
Right.
Forgot
So
about that.
I didn't see Dame again until I was his teammate.
Yes.
Right. And anyone that know me, like, I'm on the team. It's team everything.
Yes.
I don't give a f if I get traded 2 months in the season. These are my new guys. I'm running through the wall for them. Right. So I first get there. Man, it was crazy. I get traded, man. I fly into Milwaukee, man. I land. I do all physical just to try to play the next day. You know what I'm saying, against Charlotte. Come in the locker room. Okay, cool. See Dame. Dame like, what up? All right, what up? Grab marker, go to the board. So when I set screens for you, because I know I got the weaker defender on me all the time, how you want me to set it? You want me to set it to your left? You want me to set it to your right? When I do that, you want me to roll through the pocket? You want me to pop? What's a good passing angle for you? What are you comfortable with? What can I do to make your job easier?
Man.
Right? That's how I come in.
Man.
What you mean? Ain't no beef. We ain't basketball players. Ain't nobody fighting each other. You can't fight your homies.
Man.
You gonna end up playing with somebody regardless.
No doubt. You stay long enough.
You feel me? I ain't about to, I ain't never had I'm not about to swing on anybody, no shots taken, but it's a brotherhood of basketball. So ain't no real beef. It's competition, and competition might spill over a little bit, but ain't no real beef.
Yes.
So when I got to him, you feel me? He looking like, damn, Pat. Like, yeah, this how I am. You feel me? And if somebody say some cap, I'm calling them out. No, that's cap. We ain't doing that. No, that's cap. We ain't doing that. You can't say that. You don't even practice. You can't. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not letting it ride.
I tell people all the time, and this is I think why you were brought to Milwaukee and in that situation, because I tell people this all the time. Yes, we understand that Giannis is the best player on the team, but your best player ain't always your leader. And that's not to take nothing away from Giannis. And I think oftentimes we criticize certain guys because they're the best player on the team, but they're not the leaders that the media might want them to be. Or they're not the leaders that the fans might want them to be. Sometimes that's just not their personality. That doesn't make him any less of a man, any less of a player, any more, any greater. You know what I'm saying? But you have guys, because I've played that role in a locker room where there was guys that was 10 times better than me. Brown was 10 times better than me. D. Wade, CB, 10 times better than me. But when it came to leadership, I was the captain every year. You know what I'm saying? So you have guys like a Pat Bev that come into a locker room and is able to change the mindset of the guys in the locker room, just like we talked about earlier. As a true leader, if you can get those 14, 15 guys to embody your same mindset in the locker room as you have, because you already have a dog mindset, a dog mentality, and even if these ain't dogs. You can get them to think they dogs for 48 minutes. You have won.
Yeah, and it's like people who don't know me, have not played with me, like they don't know. They don't know. They like, man, I see him from TV, I hear him from the pod. Like, I don't know what type of dude he is. I don't know what type of teammate he is. When I lead your team, I respect Pat Bev. I'm talking about, I'm in there every off day. 35 years old.
There's no off days,
Ain't
man.
no, what you mean? I'm
Ain't
telling
no
young guys, hey, man, you ain't got 5 years in the league, man. Ain't no such thing as no off day. What the fuck is you doing?
Touch the pumpkin.
They looking at me like, damn, Pat, you go, yeah, I'm going to talk to him like that. Why y'all ain't talking to him like that?
That's the problem.
What's wrong with y'all?
That's the problem.
That's the problem.
That's
Straight
the problem.
up. So now when I leave, and I got rookies, and I got the Anthony Edwards, and I got the Shea Gilgeous-Alexanders, and I got the Clint Capellas, and I got these young guys, the Karl Anthony Towns, the D-Los, and I got, hey, Pat, appreciate everything you did when you was here, guys. I'd rather have that than any type of that. That's more
reward.
of a currency to me for anything.
Yeah. That's the reward. And I tell you this, it comes from, the experience that you've had, because I look at your career and I kind of compare it to some of my things. Like, I've played with some great players. And I'd be a damn fool not to take something from all the great players I've been around.
Yeah, why not?
Being around LeBron James, being around Dwyane Wade, being around Shaquille O'Neal, being around Chris Bosh, Alonzo Mourning, Penny Hardaway, Gary Payton. I mean, the list goes on and on of great players. So I look at your career. You've been around Giannis. You've been around Bron. You've played with Embiid,
James
Harden, Kawhi, Paul. Look at the
Karl Anthony Towns, Embiid.
You'd be a goddamn fool not to take something from these guys.
Now I'm looking at Maxey at practice. Hey, man, show me that move again.
Yes, just something.
About, man?
You know what I'm saying?
That's
something.
not me. That's
just
not
to get an edge,
Yeah.
whether it be mentally, physically, something you would be a damn fool not to take and apply it and see how it works for you as your career moves on.
Yeah.
Going back to Milwaukee, you reunite with Doc Rivers.
Nah.
I love Doc.
Love Doc.
And I know you do too.
Yeah.
What's that situation in Milwaukee going to be like for him coming in there now? Because I know he came in obviously halfway through the year last year. Things were tough. People weren't hurt. People, injuries were a part of it. Is Milwaukee in a situation where they can win it next year?
I really believe if you have, and I think we as a unit, we don't get Chris Middleton a lot of love.
Man, let me say, a healthy Chris Middleton.
Oh my goodness,
For sure.
I seen it.
2-game winners, 1 game.
I seen it.
So with those 3 guys and the Bobby Portis and obviously the Brook Lopez, you know what I'm saying? But with those 3 guys, you put yourself in a position to win a ton of games. I don't know if that's championship, but usually a ton of games come with winning a lot of.
Yes.
Put you in a chance to win a 7-game series for sure.
You feel me?
Yes.
So with those 3 guys, I really feel like you talk about the
Can't
triple
count them
threat.
out is what you're saying.
You can't.
Yeah.
You can't, especially not in the East. You feel me? You just can't. You can't.
Who you think? You think Boston has a chance to run it back?
I don't know. Philly looked tough. I'm gonna go early and say that. I ain't gonna lie. A free Paul George without James Harden and Kawhi is a different Paul George.
And I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm a massive Paul George fan. I think that has been amazing since we played him in the Eastern Conference Finals 66 times in a row.
Yeah.
Right? So I always loved his game. But I even think, and he talks about all the time, the underrated signings that they're bringing Kelly Oubre back, bringing Caleb Martin.
Yes.
Like, they brought in some goons,
wing
man.
defenders that can guard those
and so
guys.
now the size, I just hope they stay healthy.
That's the only thing.
I mean,
And offensively, the one weakness that Philadelphia had, they struggled with the catch and shoot. Paul George shot that clip at 52%. I'm telling you, that's going to change their offense. That's going to change spacing.
Yeah, and he gonna get to the free throw line.
He going to get to that.
He gonna
shoot 30 free throws a game.
He going to get to that.
Live there.
He going to get to that. So, yeah, I like
Because
that.
Embiid go get fouled 22 times a game.
What do you think about Klay? Klay going to Dallas. How you think that play out?
I didn't see that.
I ain't see that.
I didn't see that coming. But again, he took less money. He just want freedom. I want to be able to hoop. I want to be able to play.
Did he take less money with them LA taxes?
That's true. Good call.
Hold on a second though. Like, is it really freedom though over there?
I mean, for him to have an ability to be a bailout guy at the third option, yes.
Okay. He's going to have to really adjust his game a little bit, though, man.
I'm putting this on Jason Kidd.
No. They put it like, listen, Dallas has done an amazing job. Nico's done a great job building that
Nico
team.
killed it.
To get to where they're at right now, he sped that shit up fast, right? But they put a lot of pressure on Jay Kidd because Klay's used to playing a certain way.
He is.
And the way those guys were successful this year is not the way Klay is used to playing.
No.
This is true.
Right? So now Klay has turned himself, if they stay where they've been and they stay in the high ball screens with them two freaking gorillas they got down there, and Luke and Kyrie, he is now becoming one of those catch-and-shoot dudes from the corner. He's not that way. It's pass and chase, always moving. It's going to be interesting to see how his adjustments happen. It's going to be a big adjustment for Klay and for J. Kidd.
I'm believing in J. Kidd.
I don't disagree with you. I like the chance with it, but it put a lot of pressure on him.
I might be a little biased,
love J. Kidd.
but I'm believing in J. Kidd on this one.
I just figure, like, if one of those guys get hurt, right, we seen in the playoffs, Luka was kind of banged up, Kyrie was kind of banged up. Y'all know in the playoffs, you got to score 100. You got to score
120 now. Yeah.
Okay.
First to $120 for sure.
Yes.
Right. Kyrie give you 30, Luka give you 30. That's 60.
Yeah.
You need another 60 from some.
No.
Yeah.
Klay put a dub in there.
No, you're right. It's just it's a matter.
80.
It's a matter of how he's going to get his dub though, because he's accustomed to getting his dub a different way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Getting 35 and a quarter with one dribble. You know what I mean? Like, so it's going to be interesting, right? Like I love Klay, and I've always, because I'm a shooter, so I'm a bias as hell. Is what he did.
Shooter.
Yeah, but you know what I mean? Like it's not the style he's accustomed to, and you know how it is in this league. When you go from team, you don't know. Play 20 in the same spot. When you go, when you
got lucky.
Yeah, but I'm saying when you go team to team, it ain't always better than you think it's going to be when you go there.
Grass is always greener.
Because let me tell you something, they're not going to make changes and adjustments for the 14. You got to make adjustments for the 14, right? Those guys are used to playing that way. Dallas ain't going to make adjustments for Klay. Now, if they do in the second unit, it's going to be interesting. I'm just saying.
I'm going to tell you this, but when we look at it and we talk about the dynamics of bringing in the D Wade, bringing in Bron with D Wade, and we remember how that
took forever.
Yeah, but it took a while, but we figured it out.
Oh yeah.
We took a while, we figured it out. But D Wade went through some frustrating times, and it's a process.
Let's make sure we give, and we do it a lot, but give Spo his flowers. That was throwing a bomb and saying, figure it out.
Oh, for sure.
Because here's the deal. When that team was put together, it was like, and we did some of it, right? Bron and them guys on stage talking about winning 8, 9, 10, 14, 74. Yeah. But the reality of the situation was they took a learning curve, right?
Yes.
And what Spo learned very, very quickly, which was awesome, was he downsized in certain positions. He was way ahead of his time, to be honest with you. But then he also found ways to, we're going to move D Wade out the lineup real quick. They'd start together, but then he'd come back and he'd be the It was hard. 2 ball dominant.
Remember that training camp?
Oh, buddy.
I'll tell you something. To this day, that might be the best training camp I've ever been a part of.
Oh, my goodness.
They need to change the name of that to Iron Sharpen Iron.
I ain't going to lie to you.
Because I'm going to tell you something.
That should give me goosebumps.
I don't give what you did in Canada. I got to see it now, today. And you can't just do it on Monday. You better do it on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. I got to see it.
And it was a Jawan.
And he showed me to the point.
Big
he
Cat,
showed me.
remember?
CB showed me.
Hey, banana man.
He ain't nothing.
I mean, listen, when you talk about feeling like you getting it, I know, listen, there's nothing, no comparison to being at war, no comparison. But when you feel like, staying on the Army base, sleeping in the bunkers, going to the lunchroom and waking up every day and getting to it the way we was getting to it, that's about the closest I get because I ain't never signing up. I'm happy I'm over 18 because they back to sending in the draft now.
You brought a smile to my face talking about your Big Cat. Jamal McGlory, funny
man. That's the funny.
Hey, banana man.
That's him. You got to think, man. Y'all got to understand. For me, right, and everybody at a different part of their life and their career, but for me at that time, that was my foundation.
Yeah, for sure.
Right? Seeing how y'all work, seeing how Mike Miller, okay, cool, let me make sure. I don't know I don't know why I'm shooting threes with 2 feet, not stepping into my shit, but I seen Mike Miller do it, so let me do it. You feel me? I see how Udonis Haslem coming here always in shape, body all ripped up, shirt all tucked in. He been here for ages. He's still the first one in this. Let me be the first one. Like, for me, built my foundation, and it's no surprise why I'm an NBA this long.
It's why when people ask me about young kids coming in, you got to say, let me see the situation they walk into. Because it doesn't mean that they're not going to be great players, but the course and where they go, it might not be from the same spot because you walk in, the foundation's important.
Man.
Because, and that's why we were actually on one of our other podcasts, we were talking about Wemby and the signings that they did in San Antonio. The Chris Pauls and stuff like that are so important because Harrison Barnes. Yes. You got to start getting that veteran stuff around there to let them know losing is not acceptable. Yes. And I know Wemby has it. You can see, right? He was excited when they won their 8th game last year. You know what I mean? So you see it, but it's got to be constant, and the foundation's got to be set down. So I think it's important. It's funny you said that. It's really important.
No, it is. It's the biggest thing for me.
The Lakers.
What
do you think?
Now, they need a 5.
How do you think JJ will do as a coach?
I think he's firm.
Yes.
I think he's firm. And if you're firm as a coach, you'll have success.
I think he's going to do really well.
I think
That's
he
how
has that.
Spo was.
Yes.
Spo
And
definitely
I'm not comparing J.J. Redick to Spo. I'm not doing that. But Spo was firm. The way Spo talked to me, he talked to Bron the same way. Damn.
Yeah.
So I couldn't even have no room for error like that. All
Yeah.
right, man. Pat Bev, if he want to piss on the ball and not know the play, send his ass to the corner. Hold on. Okay, let me get my playbook. Let me lock in real quick. You know what I'm saying? I witnessed him say the same thing to D Wade and the same thing to Bron. So I'm like, okay, he's firm. Firm in the NBA, a firm coach in the NBA is a successful coach. Feel me? If you firm, you go have some success. You go have some turmoil, good or bad, right? You go have your bumps, good or bad. But if you firm, when you get fired, because you go get fired one day.
Yep.
You firm, I'm sleeping better.
Yeah, for sure.
At least I was myself when you feel me?
And that's the thing. And also when you're firm, the guys in the locker room respect you a lot more. The two things I have about that situation, it has nothing to do with JJ. Only thing I have with that situation is the shit JJ can't control.
Yeah.
The in the locker room, people side-eyeing. That's the sucker shit that go on in locker rooms nowadays because 70% of these worry about the shit they can't control.
All right.
that
I'm going to get my contract 2-3 years from now.
That kind of bullshit, all that bullshit, like that, dealing with that cynical side-eye sucker shit that comes in the locker rooms and is energy vampire shit.
How he started, he not better than me.
Yeah, that kind of shit. That's the shit he got to worry about. That has
Yeah.
nothing to do with him. And secondly, they're in the West, dog.
Tough.
The last couple of years, they've been a play-in team, and the West is only getting better.
No, that's
so
gonna
if
be
we're
tough.
talking about putting them in the playoffs, then who the f we taking out?
No.
Because Memphis getting healthy.
Ooh, they're going to be good.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't think that the Lakers are a win-it-all team right now.
Are
not
they even a
close.
playoff team right now, though?
I
And
think
this is the roster. Is it a playoff roster?
I think they the bottom 6 through 9. Feel me? Depending on how the season go, how injuries go, I think they 6 through 9. I wouldn't. You feel me? I ain't gonna just jump off the ledge and just put them top 5. That'd be disrespectful. And that'd just be crazy.
Hell no.
It's so much going on in the West.
Listen, I call this generation idols become rivals because all the that sat at home and watch Steph and watch all these cook, this is their time.
Yeah.
And they is not letting up on these old.
Straight up.
They is not letting up.
Straight
They're
up.
not. It's healthy competition. It's great for the league.
Great.
It's great.
It's probably the best competition-wise. It's probably in and out every night for me, getting ready for games. It's probably the best I've played in this past year. And every
And
night.
you did your thing in the playoffs too, my boy.
Yeah, and who
You did your thing in the playoffs, my boy.
I love that what you just said. So give me the dude that you think who's the next one in the league.
The next one.
If you could start a team, you're GM now. You're GM Bev.
Okay, GM Bev.
You got one pick to start your team.
Wemby.
Okay, that's we'll remove Wemby from it then.
New face. Does Anthony Edwards count?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Anthony
love that.
Edwards.
Is that man?
Anthony Edwards.
I love that.
And I've been under him. Feel me? I've been under him when.
He got it.
Yeah, he got it. He got it, y'all.
He got it. He got it. He got it.
He got it.
On and off the court. He
And-
got that.
Yeah. He might smile in your face. He might. Y'all might think he's saying something out the wall. That man know exactly what he's saying.
I told people that.
Every single time.
I knew it.
That man playing games, man. That man knows what's going
He's
on
sharp as
all
a-
the time. He done been through too much. He done been through too much growing up. You feel me? Growing up, household. You feel me? Like he done been through too much. He done seen too much. So like when it come to life catching him in fast life, he done seen it all.
Yeah.
He done seen it all. So
I love
like
that.
he different and he worked. He worked.
A grinder. I get that.
And
me
he
ask you
worked in
this.
the weight room.
We talking about work. You had the opportunity to play with some
Kawhi.
Joel.
Kawhi.
That's the hardest worker?
Hardest working motherfucker I've seen in my life.
Okay.
Really?
And I mean,
I was
when
just going to
say-
ask you who the hardest
so-
working.
So when I
all these.
say hard working, I mean in the weight room, it's LeBron. On the court, it's Kawhi. Together, weight room and court, Kawhi. Not. I ain't seen nobody like him.
So for all you at home, and everybody questions because he's hurt a lot.
That's
But
why
to
he
hear
hurt.
it from the source that the man is the hardest
Hey,
working.
but that's why he be hurt. That's what people don't understand. That's why the motherfucker be hurt. Okay, man, you got to relax, man. Nah. We work out. I think it's COVID. They stopped season. You know me, man, what the fuck I'm going to do? Go to Chicago, go to Houston? Nah, fuck that. Man, homies, pack up the Sprinter. Man, we driving to San Diego. Like, what? Man, we driving to San Diego, man. Fuck that. Hey, Doc, get us some rebounds from the Clippers, bro. I'm driving to San Diego. I'm about to go work out with Kawhi. I got to see it. I got to see it up close. I gotta see it. I gotta see what the f is he doing, man. They say let me see it. We drive to San Diego, man. We in that motherfucking lab 3 hours. I'm talking about 9 spots. 11 spots. Damn, I ain't never shot 11 spots. Make 20, 11 spots midi. Make 20, 11 spots tray. Make 20, 11 spots pump fake. Make 20, 11 spots pump fake tray. Like, make 20, 11 spots out there. I'm usually 5, maybe 7, maybe 9. You feel you do the 9 spots, 11?
Man.
If you miss
20 together or 20 by yourself?
No. Together. But
Okay.
if you miss 18, you go back down to 15. You gotta have the last 3 in a row. No, this spot, this spot, okay, cool. We got last 5 in a row. Type.
I tell you, it's important that you say that because the narrative around him is that he doesn't like it.
That's crazy.
It's,
No.
you know, I know, but you know how it is.
He like it too much.
No, that's what I'm saying. It's great that you say this, and UD touched on it a second. Yeah, for sure. Because
glad to hear that.
you know, you go through the injuries he's gone through, and people, it's natural.
Yeah.
Everyone, he don't want to play, blah blah blah. But to hear you say that, that's important
but
because
you
he's
see
a grinder.
None of the injuries come upper body.
No.
Yeah.
All of them had to do with Laura, which means that, man, you own your too much.
Yeah. With you two on this set right now, I have to ask: are enforcers still important in the league?
Yes.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Who's the next one?
Hell yeah.
That's a great question.
I mean,
there ain't many out there no more. So if it's important, then what the we got going on?
I mean, it's not very many vets out there either. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, a lot of that, I think.
Real vets.
Yeah,
real vets.
Because I've been
vets.
around some vets.
I agree.
Motherfucker try to backdoor you.
I agree. Yeah, no, listen.
You 40 years old. You trying to still take my spot? Okay, cool. Say that. Say that.
There's a couple janky promoters out there for sure.
Janky
Some janky
promoters.
promoters out there. You know who you are. Man.
Janky promoters is nuts.
Trying to steal checks and all that. Like, nah.
No, I think so. You know what I'm saying? I think this generation, the talent is
Marcus Smart.
matched. Oh, yeah, Marcus Smart.
Marcus Smart's still out there.
Markeith was good.
Markeith was
for
great.
Dallas. You know what I'm saying? So you got guys like that. And he's an enforcer and a vet.
I think you need an enforcer to win it.
Oh yeah.
And if you look at the Boston team, right, who is their enforcer? I say the coach.
I mean, I damn sure know it was Ime when they had Ime. I used to look down there and that.
You see what I'm saying? Like,
Ime was the hardest on their team. I used to look at that.
He challenging shots at half. I used to look at that.
No, Joe, Ime was the hardest, and they had Marcus Smart, and then once they lost Marcus Smart, once again I said this on the last one. It's a method to Joe Mazzulla's madness.
He is.
I mean, people think I'm biased. I'm not biased, man. I'm real,
that man
and
knows what's going on.
I don't have no problem saying that about Joe Mazzulla, man. There's a method to his madness. I know people criticize his minor threes, but the is an analytical junkie.
Wow.
It's the reason why they're shooting a lot of threes like that, bro.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't take nothing away from what Boston has been able to accomplish. Did they have an easier path? Yeah, but so what? Were they not supposed to travel it? Oh, you know what? We're going to wait till next year because it's a little too easy for us. No, they did what they were supposed to do. But at the end of the day, if you can embody the personality of your coach or your leader, and if Joe Mazzulla is their coach, like he's talking about, I'm interviewing this and my skin crawling because I'm in Boston Game 5 when they win the championship. Confetti falling on me. I'm about to melt.
By the way,
burning a hole in my skin.
I know.
I'm in Boston Game 5 as they won. The confetti burning a hole in my skin. But the first thing Joe Mazzulla said after that goddamn game is say, "Look right there. We got room for another banner." That let me know what type of he is. That let me know what type of he is.
He different.
Can they win it next year then? Is there room for number one?
I think with Joe you can. I think with that coach you can. And he ain't afraid to mix up. Man, I don't care no motherfucker say, man, any coach that come out there, your second unit, 4 white dudes, man, you tough, man.
Hold on.
No offense, Mike Miller. No offense. But you got Sam Hauser, man. You got Luke Cornett, man. You got Peyton Pritchard, and you got the other shooter over there.
Man.
And he finishing games. We beating y'all about 20.
You
So
know
what?
what Drew Holiday said? Even our white boys guard.
For real.
Hold on.
For real, man.
Hold on. Your comment was
real,
the blackest white dudes or the whitest black dudes.
Right.
If you were still in the league when he made that comment, you would have been top 5 blackest white dudes.
No, easy.
Yeah, you would have been over here with us.
Easy.
We'd have put you over here. We'd have traded somebody else.
Hey, y'all got to understand, Mike Miller, man. This motherfucker taking both to practice, man.
Oh, you remember that?
Everything. Mike Miller tell me a
He said, pull up the practice on a yacht.
Man, you say, Pat, man, I leave out my house, man. My monkey done unlocked the door. My monkey done ride my dog down the street. Damn, Mike, what the f you got going on?
Did have a monkey. Pat, I'm so happy you came on this show because I forgot that used to yacht to practice.
This was my foundation.
Crazy.
It was my foundation. It's the only thing I remember everything.
Yeah.
Tell
People
me
at
crazy
home.
story. Oh, damn.
You used to yacht to practice. That shit is crazy.
Gotta get to practice.
On time.
Gotta get to practice.
Listen. D Wade, Bron, CB, all of them had drivers in cars. This had a driver on a yacht. Pulled it up to practice. And he did have a monkey. You're right. I forgot about that.
And no matter if he was hurt, he played games.
Oh, for sure.
I had to tell Mike,
listen,
chill,
man,
bro, relax. He shoulder right here, go on, get him up out of socket. Man, I'm cool because I got to get my makes up.
Everybody remember the historical moment in the finals?
Man, shoe off.
Man, listen, he was the first person, and to your point about shooting, he was the first person to show me what it was to be a real gym rat.
For real.
I was a fake gym rat. I was going to the club and on that. And where you going, Mike? I'm going to the gym, killer. I'll see you tomorrow. I'm coming back from the club. He going back to the gym again. Wait a minute. You was just going at 11 o'clock.
Tough.
Now you going back at 4, 5 a.m.?
Tough.
He was a real gym rat before I knew what the real gym rat was. So
Feet hurt.
I got to get credit where credit due.
Shoulders hurting.
Oh, listen.
Now I'm playing I'm cool, killer. I'm cool, killer. Out there.
Hey, listen, they paid me to do a job.
See his hat, let it fly.
Let it
They paid me to do a job. You show up and do your job. Quick questions for you, fan questions, okay?
Talk to me.
What's the best player you guarded? Who's the best player you guarded?
Best player I've guarded. Best player I've guarded.
You done had some matchups.
Luka.
Hey, now, Pat.
What's
we all got to take one. We all got to take one. Luka, that was a rough one.
No. Absolutely rough.
That was a rough one.
Yeah, but
we all got to take one.
Yeah, but people,
I remember Paul Millsap went nuts on me one time. Pause.
I'm talking about nothing I can do. You got to think. I take that. That year what he did to me in the playoffs, I took that all summer on the chin, right? But the story that people don't tell you, the next year, mind you, I was with Minnesota and we played Dallas a bunch of times. Next year, he didn't score a bucket on me.
Because I know how you are. That kept you up at night. I'm sure it kept you up at night.
You can bring the numbers, too.
I'm sure that kept you. That's what I expect.
You got receipts, coach.
That's what I expect.
I ain't get it back in the playoffs so everybody can see it. But over the season, I got my lick.
That's what I expect. I'm sure you couldn't wait.
Let's talk about that, though, because obviously everyone sees Luka and what it is. What was the challenge? Was it size?
Just bigger.
Bigger size.
You know, and he flopped.
Yeah.
Right? So if you in a bonus and I'm a physical defender and he's bigger and he flops, I can't touch him. Mm-hmm. I can't get my hands on it. And I'm at my best when I can. If it's a guy my size, I'm gonna just grab him, hit him. Mm-hmm. Okay, cool. If it's a guy bigger than me, I'm gonna get up under him. Mm-hmm. But with Luka, he flops, so like I can't even be physical because as soon as I'm physical, he putting head down. Mm-hmm. Now they're in the bonus. So now I got 2 fouls. I can't really play. You know, so I think it's a mixture of his size and his ability to sail and get calls.
I mean, the reality of the situation, like in the day of the league, the way the league's now, like they value the three so much, right?
Man.
I tell these young kids all the time, if you don't start off with your jumper, you're wrong,
no.
right? Because even at 37, 38, when I retired, I couldn't, I was never the fastest or the most athletic. I could live in that paint. Now, what I did when I got to the paint, I don't know.
All right.
I was 38. But I'm saying it starts with your jumper. So with him, to me, size and shooting is what, because he's not the fastest dude, not the most athletic, but he's smart. He understands his game.
No.
He plays everything off his jumper.
I'm talking about Mike, and like people don't understand this. He is 6'8" and a half. He's like,
let me tell you.
you know what I'm saying?
The only thing that will stop Luka is Luka.
Yeah.
His habits, and that is something that he can learn. He's still young. I think he's 25. But we speak on habits, and we had this conversation about habits, and you play with Joel Embiid. I love Joel Embiid, but I still think he has room to get better, as good as he is, if he can just somewhat tweak and adjust his habits. And I say this about Luka as well. Growth, tweaking, adjusting habits, better conditioning, better shape. At this stage of the game, it should be a lifestyle. I understand that you can't play basketball, 24/7, and I understand you can't play basketball 12 months out the year, but you can be in that weight room 12 months out the year.
Facts.
You could be in that weight room, you can be in that yoga.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You can be doing all the little things that when the season
got my
do come on.
Look, before I flew out to Vegas, I land from Frankfurt. I take a flight from Nice to Frankfurt to Houston. My camp started today. Camp lockdown. Started today.
Camp lockdown.
I leave camp. That started today. I wake up in the morning, 5 o'clock, weight room at the crib. Got to get my session in. Leave there, get on flight, fly here. meet with a European team and get to see y'all.
Hey,
man.
I love that. Love that.
Slide in the
Yeah.
meet
And
with
I still get up every morning. I still get up every
One
morning
plus
and work out too.
Yeah.
I still get up every morning and work out too.
Speaking of camp lockdown,
Yeah.
top 3 defensive guards of all time in order, please. They said.
Of all time, gotta go GP.
The glove.
Off GP. And you know what? I'm putting Michael Jordan in there. I'm putting Michael Jordan in
so
there.
GP 1, MJ 2.
And I'm going Kawhi 3 if he's considered a guard.
Yeah,
Man,
you can
tough.
call him whatever you
Tough.
want.
Yeah.
Tough.
I wouldn't put Dennis Rodman. My next one would be Dennis Rodman, but I
He
look
ain't
at him
no
like a
guard.
4 man.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, he's a 4.
Yeah.
Who's been the easiest opponent to get under their skin? This should be a funny one.
I wouldn't say under the skin because we grown now, you know, but I know when somebody don't like to play against me. You know, I know they want to be happy.
Man, listen,
happy.
I will tell you, I think it's Russ. But then, once again, they played together and they cleaned it up. Like, just how it was with Dame. But what goddamn,
Who
you
is
and
it?
Russ
Who is
used
it?
to-
Who is it,
You
man?
and Russ, every game, he slapped the ball out of Russ' hand, dead ball. It just was some
You got to think, ain't nobody doing that to Russ. Russ doing that to everybody else. He the bully. If he's 6'4", he posting you up, he taking off free throw line, he dunking, he flexing like damn, I got to deal with him. And I'm like, yeah, I got to deal with him. I like it. I like it. But I say Beard though.
Okay.
I say because we played together 6 years.
Yeah.
So I done seen everything coming up. I done seen every move he done worked on and all that. So now when we play each other, like, yeah, come on, you better pass that now. I'll pick you up 94. You know what's going on. So I say Beard.
You told us about the Dame. How it was when you got to play with Russ. How you just same hey, man, listen, we got to do. We trying to win. Let's
Total
bygone
opposite.
be bygone. What we
Opposite.
on? But I heard y'all end up being coolest.
Yeah, I'm talking about throughout the season, wine, dinners, everything. We like this throughout the season.
What's up.
So I come in the Lakers. The trade happened, Utah Lakers. I come in the Lakers. They scrimmaging. Russ there, right? And I'm watching. I got on street clothes. I'm watching them. Okay, cool. I do my little press interview. Russ right there. Right there. I'm looking at him while I'm doing my press. He ain't have to be there. It's Russell Westbrook, MVP.
That's dope. That's
Mr.
dope.
Triple-double himself.
That's
He
dope.
ain't got to be right there. Off that right there, okay, cool. Let me humble myself. What's up? Let's lock in, gang. What we got to do?
Yeah.
Come on, dinner on you. Wine on me. Dinner on me. Still, to this day now, all because of that.
That's
you know what I'm saying? So it wasn't words. It was just action for Russ. He didn't have to say too much.
Respect.
Him being right there while I was doing my presser was all I needed to see.
That's good.
Yeah.
Who's the best trash talker you had to play?
Draymond, that motherfucker crazy. I done see that motherfucker call him all type of and I say, man, how is he getting away with it? But that happens when you win a ton of championships. You can do the you want to do. So, yeah,
man.
I say Dre. But Dre know how to do it because the same way with Dre. Dre knows his line. Draymond Green's line with the ref is different than a lot of people's lines with the ref.
Yeah.
You feel me? Draymond can get in ref face. He can spin off.
Yeah.
You know, anybody else get kicked out. Dre, they give him a little
Give him a little
extra leeway.
Give him a little
you know what I'm
leeway.
saying? So he can say a lot more than the common NBA player. So, yeah, Dre, for sure.
That's like,
100%.
but I used to see that all the time, man. Obviously, having the opportunity to play with superstar players, and you see them get away with it, you be like, if I did that, I'd be out for 2 weeks.
Yeah, for sure.
You better have self-awareness.
Yeah.
You
for sure.
better be.
But they gave me a long road, too, so I can't really.
You got a long-ass road for sure.
Let me do what I want to do. So shout out to the NBA, man. I can't never.
I mean, I just used to have a little thing I used to say to him. I say, hey, man, I just want you to be your best version. That's all. Listen, I just want you to be your best.
Yeah.
Don't get mad at me.
Yeah.
I just want you to be your best.
Yeah, I like it. Shout out to the refs, too. They got a hard job.
They got an
Let
awful
me tell you
job.
something. When I first got into the league, and my first year in the NBA, it was about 2 months into the season. Boy, they were calling everything on me. I'm out there with braids and tattoos and all kind of shit. And they looking at me
Sounds
like,
right.
this need to be in Cash Money Studios right now instead of on the court.
That set the tone.
That Rouse called me in his office, and I sat down, and he slid this piece of paper to me. And I looked at the piece of paper. I looked at it. I say, what the f is this? He say, it's the names of all the refs. I don't want you to go out in the game no more saying, hey, ref. I want you to know all their names
That man said, hey, ref. He said, hey,
Hey, look.
he said, no more addressing them as hey, ref. He said, I want you to know all their first and last names, and I want you to address them by their names. He said, this is going to start the process from them with you.
And you know what's so crazy for me? I've learned that, okay, cool. I used to tell Doc, hey, man, put the reps on the board so I can see them. We just had shade every game. They do the little captain's meeting. I bring Shea up there. Make sure you know every ref's name.
Yep.
You feel me?
Because I passed that down.
But yes, that went for Shea, but that went more so for me too.
No doubt.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Yeah.
I'm playing chess, man. These motherfuckers still playing
Checkers,
checkers. Man,
yeah.
I'm 36 years old, man. How long y'all want me to play?
Yeah.
Tell me. I'm talking about Brian.
I want you to play forever.
You feel me?
I want you to play forever.
Going. They need you.
You know what I'm saying?
They need you.
So yeah, and I instill that in every young guy. Make sure you know the ref name.
See that?
But then I go to meetings like, I go to captain's meeting with a young guy. Oh yeah, I got him. I already know what this is. Ref talking. Yeah, Mark. Yeah. Wait. My bad. Young fella, you know the refs' names? You know what? That. Who your bet? Which one of these your bet?
Yeah.
Now the refs like, yeah, get him, Pat. Love game.
Yeah.
Love ref.
Yeah.
Love
Yeah.
ref.
Yeah.
Love ref. Yeah.
And they remember that too.
Yeah, for sure. So I get a ton of leeway, yeah.
Hey, listen, I don't want it to be over for you, man. So keep doing what you're doing.
No, never.
You're an absolute monster, brother. I'm proud of you.
My
Appreciate
dog.
you coming on the
Appreciate
show.
y'all, brother.
For sure.
You're
Whatever it is
go
next.
well, bro. Thank you for
Camp
that, man.
lock
Keep
down.
going.
Appreciate that.
Yeah.
OGs.
Camp lock them up.
No,
Camp
yeah,
lock
yeah.
down.
Cheers to the OGs,
Cheers.
man.
No, I
Cheers
appreciate
to
you
the
coming on,
OGs,
man.
All that. Yeah,
You a real OG, bro.
You OG now, dog.
I'm drinking the juice.
Yeah, you drinking the juice. Man, OG's out. Appreciate y'all, man.
Yo.